On to the other important story that we've been tracking, and this from the national capital, and there's no relief for the Delhi Chief Minister. In fact, there was a setback in the court today for Arvind Kejriwal, as just hours before he was supposed to come out of jail on bail, the High Court, which was hearing his petition by the Enforcement Directorate, has reserved the bail order which was granted to him by a trial court. Now this, as the Enforcement Directorate challenged the bail, claiming that the trial court had not given sufficient time for the ED to place their arguments, calling the trial court's order a perverse order. Kejriwal's counsel in court, in fact, countered that, saying that ED's case was completely biased.
ट्रायल कोर्ट ने अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को बेल दी और आज ये ऑर्डर जो है, उनका जो लिखित ऑर्डर है, रिटन ऑर्डर है, आज ये निकला है। और इस ट्रायल कोर्ट के ऑर्डर में ईडी के केस की धज्जियां उड़ा दी गई। The entire case of ED has been demolished by this order of trial court. और इस ऑर्डर के बाद ईडी का पूरा केस ढह गया है।
Joining us now is the BJP MP Basuri Suraj. Ma'am, first of all, how do you see this order?
The matter is sub judice, and therefore I am not going to comment on the merits of the matter. However, there was a detailed hearing today and the order has been reserved. The court did put a stay on the operation of the impugned order, which was of course yesterday's order passed by the Rouse Avenue Court. But I would like to definitely say that in the People's Court, or in the Court of People's Opinion, if you remember, the campaign of the Honorable Chief Minister was Jail ka jawab vote se. I would like to remind the Honorable Chief Minister of Delhi that the people of Delhi have already voted in favor of the Bharatiya Janata Party. All 7 seats went in favor of the Bharatiya Janata Party because the people of Delhi are aware that Mr. Kejriwal ji has absolute neck-deep involvement in the liquor scam.
My colleague Sunil Prabhu, who is tracking all the updates in court, joins us now. Sunil, take us through the main highlights. There was, of course, a position placed by the Enforcement Directorate in front of the court saying that they were not heard properly by the special court. But Kejriwal's legal team, of course, insisted that ED's case was completely biased.
That's right. So as you rightly pointed out, the Additional Solicitor General, Mr. Raju, kept harping on the point with the High Court that his pleas and he was not allowed to argue extensively in the lower court, and that certain points were neglected. There were some factual mistakes. To counter that, Mr. Singhvi as well as Mr. Vikram Chaudhary had made 2 important points. One, that Mr. Kejriwal is not a terrorist, that he's the Chief Minister, and that the Supreme Court has already once given him bail. And it's on that count that both sides continue to argue. Mr. Singhvi making the point that out of the 5 hours that the court heard the bail plea in the lower court, Mr. Raju took 3 hours 45 minutes to give his arguments, and Mr. Chaudhary took just a little more than an hour. So on that point, both sides they're trying to say that there is a linkage in terms of Mr. Kejriwal's direct involvement, actual involvement, and of course vicarious involvement in terms of the Aam Aadmi Party. So let's see what the court has reserved the orders. Expected to come on Tuesday. He is expected to give a judgment. Both sides can give written submissions, and then they will take a final call one way or the other, or whether it's going to be stayed or not stayed.